Okay guys, welcome back to Modern Country Living, and got some video here for you. So helped out a friend, seed spreader and the modern homestead, my friend Bob, and here's some video of what we did. All right, we got something on the deck of the trailer here. Look at that. Wow, pretty crazy. And yeah, it was a nice load of stuff, like a lot of great equipment there, and he got a great deal. He was very fortunate. And so I guess we're in the phase where we are going to maybe do some digging. And if you know anything about me, you know that I do enjoy doing a little digging. So I did a little research and decided I wanted to work on maybe changing the way I can dig, right? So in there, got this beautiful blue tractor. If you've watched my other videos, you can see I have a Woods 1050 backhoe for it, and I also have a really nice back blade, and it's multi-directional hydraulic controls, really cool. And I've got some good use out of those things as well. But I don't know, just interested in maybe changing things up a little bit. So I did a little research on Kubota and Bobcat and some other brands, really looking at some of the mini excavators that are out there. And so here you go. Here's what I did. I don't know if it's a Christmas present because it's the end of September. So there you have it. We got something that was delivered, and I apologize for my voice. I think I'm getting laryngitis or something, but I'm so excited about this new addition to my digging capacity. Actually, this thing will do a lot more than dig. But my goal is to sell the backhoe, the Woods 1050, and sell the back blade, kind of eliminate the need for me to have to move around and put things on the tractor, and use the tractor primarily for brush hogging out back, some grapple work whenever I need to lift something like logs, a lot of them at one time, and to do kind of loader work that I need to do. But looking at mini excavators, there are a ton of options out there. And you can Google it, you can YouTube it to death, quite honestly, and I probably did. But I really narrowed in on a couple brands, Bobcat and Kubota. And the reason I kind of settled on those two is due to the proximity of dealers to me and reviews online with people that I know that are close by that have them. And it's really a hard decision at the end of the day when you start looking at that kind of equipment, and you start digging into all the specs, and you start looking at, okay, what's got the biggest lift capacity, the reach, the dump, and a whole bunch of stuff. And they all build a very, very, very competitive unit, in my opinion. I mean, this is my channel. It's my opinion. That's what I'm saying. But there are just so many things you can look at. The size of the cab, the creature comforts, believe it or not, that you can get. And so when I started really getting serious about pursuing an excavator, everybody thought I was crazy, and that's because I am. But I knew I wanted a hydraulic thumb. That's pretty standard nowadays. I wanted to have an auxiliary circuit out at the end. That's actually fairly standard nowadays as well. I wanted a cab because I want to be able to use it year-round and in inclement weather, and I don't want to get stung by bees or roast or freeze when I use it. I wanted an angle blade. That was important. Now, it's not a necessity, but for me, if I'm going to spend this kind of money, I really was interested in having an angle blade. And then you get into a lot of other little details, and I went through a bunch of videos, as I said. I looked at machines on the lots, and then I started doing what I do, and that's test driving them. Yeah, I go test drive excavators. It's what I do for relaxation. And so this is the one behind me that I ended up with. This is the Bobcat E60. This is the largest one that I could legally put on my gooseneck trailer and tow around. I would be, I'm close to the limit of the truck capacity on the gooseneck, my F350. And I have some other videos if you want to see what I pull, that big tractor, which it's only big, it's all relative, right? It's big if you don't farm and you're not out there running 1,000 acres or hundreds of acres. It's not that big. It's small. It's big if you're doing little stuff like I do. So why did I end up with the Bobcat? Well, it was a really hard decision. I have a Kubota dealer that's nearby. I have the Bobcat dealer that's nearby, and the sales guys were great. I really struggled with the decision, quite honestly. This unit, I had to order in because they didn't have one on the lot with the angle blade on it. I was looking at the KX57-5 on the Kubota side, and I was looking at this Bobcat E60. And so a couple things that drove me to this decision. And this is not to be a hit at Kubota at all, because that was a really nice machine. Actually, I would say there's a little bit of a refinement advantage that the Kubota has. I could operate it a little bit smoother. And some things that are different. That thing right there, the Bobcat, does not have a diesel particulate filter. They achieve emissions without the use of that, whereas the Kubota does. Not a deal breaker. I have equipment that has emissions on it, my truck, my tractor. So not a deal breaker, just a differentiator. The cabs are very competitive. I think I'd give a little nod to the Kubota because you can actually adjust the controls and your seat to get truly optimal ergonomics in the cab. But that being said, this thing has, a great cab on it. I opted for the deluxe cab, which has a heated seat and high back chair and, Bluetooth, and it's got a lot of nice stuff in it. A differentiator that I thought this is going to make a difference as I get older is Bobcat has something called the Exchange. It's a hydraulic quick attach system for the bucket. And you can kind of see, it says it right there. And let's see if I can get it in the frame. It's located right there. And I'm gonna do a review of that, but this comes with the machine. This is a long arm E60. I didn't have to add a work brow or another type of quick attach. Now, you can run them without a quick attach. You just have to get out of the cab. You have to take the pin in and out. It is not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. When I want to change something on this, I got to get out and go around and open up the quick attach. But if you're in the mud, if you're in the woods, you got a couple buckets or attachments, being able to just pull the pins from the cab, drop the bucket, go into the next thing, and push the pins in hydraulically. It is something that I thought, well, if I'm going this far, in for a penny, in for a pound, might as well go for it. So I thought that was another advantage that the Bobcat had, but not necessarily one that would say I had to have this over that unit. So why Bobcat? I keep kind of delaying the answer to that, and the answer is it is really hard to answer that question because they're both great machines. I thought about the fact that I might want to move those 2x2 by 6 foot long concrete blocks, mafia blocks, bin blocks, whatever you call them. 3,600 pound blocks, 4,000 pound blocks. So I went online and I watched some videos and saw not much information that would tell me with certainty what each machine would do. And I went to my Bobcat dealer and I said, I want to see if this thing can lift a bin block. And gets out of the seat. We go outside, put a chain on it, 2 bin blocks stacked up at probably 8-10 feet away. We lift it up, we put it down with the chain. I don't know if you could grab it with the actual thumb and do it or not, but we did it with a chain with ease. I went to the Kubota dealer. He's like, I don't know, maybe in close. And he ended up getting a call from someone that was buying another KX 57.5. Asked him that question. He said, it just barely can do it in close. So definitely a superior lift performance from the Bobcat. And when I came home, I was talking to my wife. I said, this is a hard decision. Now, first of all, you have a great wife if she lets you get this far. Hey, do I buy a Kubota or do I buy, a Bobcat? And she said, you should go for the power because she knows me. I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm gonna wish I had that extra lift capacity. And so therefore, we went with the Bobcat. Additionally, Bobcat here has a whole bunch of attachments that you can rent. Could not do that with the Kubota. The Kubota would require a work brow for the additional, quick exchange on the end. That reduces weight capacity out there, lift capacity. So just really, it just stacked up in the favor of Bobcat. No DPF, higher lift capacity. The dealer's a little bit closer, not that that was a huge deal breaker, but they also have things that I can rent and put on the end of it. And they have a field service technician that my local Kubota dealer doesn't have as well. So that being said, would I buy the Kubota? Yes, I would. I think they make a very reliable machine, a heck of a machine. This thing's built in North Dakota. It's nice to actually support some local, U.S. manufacturing, not local, but U.S. manufacturing. And my sales guy, Brian, up at Bobcat of Erie, I give a big shout out to him. He spent a lot of time with me. He answered a lot of questions. I am a guy who, when I want something, I actually make a lot of, sorry about that, my kids are yelling in the background. But I ask a lot of questions when I spend money, whether it's a little bit or a lot, and this was a little more than a little. So therefore, those are the reasons why I chose the Bobcat E60, and I hope to do some more videos on it and kind of show you around, give you kind of the lowdown of the machine. It's got a very nice cab on it, as I said. It's keyless start. You can enter a code in it. It's got a nice LED 7-inch display that's got all these controls. Like they all claim, they've got ease of serviceability, long service intervals. There you go, Bobcat of Erie in Waterford, Pennsylvania here. First thing I did with it, first thing was I watched it sit there in my yard as I was in meeting mania today. And then when I finally got done with work, I came out and drove it over here and I waxed it. Because that's, if you know me, if you follow me, you know that that's the first thing I gotta do. I gotta put some wax on it, some graphene. It's all nice and smooth, feels good. And that way when it gets dirty, it's just gonna clean up a lot easier. So we got it all waxed up, but it's a really nice machine and I look forward to getting lots of good years of service out of it. So this is the big news, modern country living. I've said, I love living in the country. I would not do well with a bunch of neighbors. I wouldn't do, not that I don't love neighbors. I got neighbors up there. We help out on the farm. But I'm talking like, I don't want people right up on me. And, if you're in that situation, everybody's got to pick what they want to, live with, right? And I live in the country. Like, there's lots of room back there. Lots of room over there, right? It's like a couple miles before I hit the next road. And it's just in modern country living. So what does that mean, modern? Well, I used to use a shovel a lot more. I think I'm pretty good with a shovel. But as I get older, when I want to do something, this is pretty modern. This is pretty cool. This will allow me to go dig. I have some ideas for doing some brush work, so getting a rotary cutter for it maybe, and being able to really do some nice trail maintenance. Being able to help my friends out. I've got some digging lined up they said, what are you going to do with it? I said, what do you need done? And I think I've committed myself to some things. That's good. My dad, my parents, they got a pond. We're going to do some digging down there, and we're gonna have some fun with this thing. So hope you stay tuned on my channel and check out the progress. It's a fun day here when you get something like this, and I'll be sure to show you how it works. So I appreciate you watching my channel, and I'm excited to show this off to you in future videos. So if you want to know, like, subscribe, and then you'll get a notice when I push a video out, and then you can stay up to date. All right? So God bless you. Thanks so much. Take care. All right, I lied. I'm not done. You actually got to see this huge rock that I just picked up. And this is a big rock. And it just lifts her right up. And I did get it a little dirty. All right, now I'm done. Till next time.